Greetings faculty, and welcome to another WIS Technology tutorial. In today's topic I will be covering Google Forms in the context of course evaluations. Now many of you have recently completed a course evaluation using Google Forms and are probably sitting there with lots of useful data in your spreadsheets but not sure of how to actually interact with it. So I'm going to show you a couple of things, how to sort of interpret the data from your spreadsheet or to make it easier to read. So let's go to the back end, which is the spreadsheet of this particular evaluation sheet. So this is actual data that a WIS teacher has shared with me. And I thank that person for being willing to share that data so I could work with something authentic. So here we have the spreadsheet of data. And again, the goal of this tutorial is simply to show you how to calculate automatically the averages of these columns. That'll kind of give you sort of the temperature of student opinion during your class. Okay? So step one is really just to create a sheet that will house your results. Okay? So I'm going to click this plus symbol on the bottom left to create a brand new sheet. Okay? And I'm going to rename it. I'm just going to call it results. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do to make it easier for me to make these calculations is actually copy row 1 of the spreadsheet into my results sheet. So I can just click on row 1, click copy, and I'm going to paste it over here. So now row 1 is identical in both of my sheets. Okay. So now, as I said at the beginning, we're going to calculate the averages of these columns that have numbers. Now I'm just going to do one for the purposes of demonstration, but you can actually go ahead and do this with all of your columns. It's the exact same formula. So what you want to do is go into your spreadsheet, and in the first question that has a numerical kind of answer to it, for example this one, I found this course overall to be interesting and engaging. So I want to find the average ranking my students gave me. So what I'm going to do is begin with an equal sign. Okay, this triggers sort of a formula in Google Spreadsheets. And then I'm just going to start typing in average, and notice it pre-populates with, it looks for the formulas that you want to use. And right away the average one sort of pops up. So I'm going to click this one right here. And now I'm going to go back to the original data in sheet 1, and I'm just going to click on the column, okay? The column that houses that data, which is right here, okay? Notice now that the formula now says equals average, parentheses, sheet 1, exclamation point, B, colon B. Now the one thing missing is the parentheses to finish off the formula. So I'm just going to go ahead and close the parentheses and simply hit return or enter. And what this does is it calculates the average of all of the data listed in that particular column. Okay? So based on the form, that's somewhere right in the middle at 3.3. Okay? And you go ahead and apply the same formula to all of the other questions. And the nice thing is you can actually just copy this formula, paste it into the cell, right? And then since we know this is column C, we can just change this to letter C, and this will speed up the process too. And again, we're only pulling from a pool of about 6 or so students in this. So, but if we had a very large form of data, we'll probably see more variation in the average numbers. Let's just do one more. We'll change this to D. Okay. So there you have it. So this is how you calculate the averages of the feedback you were given from your students regarding your course. So I hope you found this explanation helpful, and you can also set this up prior to even releasing the survey. So you don't have to do any of this work afterwards. It'll automatically be calculated as the forms are being submitted by your students. So if that interests you, and kind of watch how the data changes as new entries are made, that's kind of interesting as well. So that's the end of this tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed it and find this useful, and let me know if you have any questions about calculating averages in your Google spreadsheets. Thanks for watching.